Who is this? Is that parking in front of my house? Hey, what's up? People are, yeah, parking in front of my house. What are you doing? It's that weird thing where people pull up in front of, for whatever reason, they pull up in front of my house and check their phone and stuff. I'm like, why? You're stealing my Wi Fi? What's the point of this? What is the point of any of this, really? Anyway, I'm going to get some writing in and some editing in. So, let me do that. I think I'm going to get some more edits. I figured out the question from yesterday for this. I was like, I don't want to do any of this, but I figured it out. And usually it's just very simple. Oh, yeah, there were clothes, and now where did the clothes go? Okay, we'll just talk about the clothes. Okay. All right, so there's the girl who yesterday, windows are open. Here's the girl that yesterday was wearing flip flops, or she was wearing open toe sandals and shorts and a winter jacket on top with a scarf and a, what do you call it? A knit hat on. Today she's got a thinner jacket. She's wearing jeans and sneakers. Nothing on her head, no scarf. It's 58 degrees out. That makes more sense. Okay. Another question answered. Chapter 10. Chapter 10. So the girl's name is Becky, not Becky. That makes sense. Crazy Becky. I go chapter 15. Good afternoon, Mr. Keith. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Going through beta reader questions and edits. Trying to get some of this done. So we're on chapter 13. I watched some older videos this morning, brought notes. Youngblood is not the heir to Ozzy. The accused suck, cryptic slaughter sucks. I'm going to agree with all of that except for the cryptic slaughter one. They are so bad, they are good. Although the Youngblood thing, I guess, is still going strong. Idiots are still talking about it. I guess you extend your hand, not your hair. Woman took off her gloves and extended her hair. That might be an error on my part. Or maybe she took off her glove to move her hair. You don't know. Maybe this lady shakes with her hair. I'm glad you're catching up and you are figuring all of these things out, taking notes. Don't let Chad Lusky hear you say anything about his beloved accused. So here's 15. Now I'm up to 15. And I appreciate you watching the videos. Hope you didn't watch that one just so you could talk about Youngblood, though. I'm looking forward to him going away. I will say I gave Cryptic Slaughter more songs than the accused before deciding they suck. Well, that was the idea. Cryptic Slaughter is a band. It was like a bunch of like little kids, 16, 17-year-olds, just trying to play as fast as possible. That's literally all that is. The accused, they actually think they're a real band. Don't be listening to that stuff at work. Like, Keith, we're gonna need to see you. We've been looking at the videos, and it seems like you're listening to a band called The Accused, and then another band, Cryptic Slaughter. And we realize you have your own opinion on the singer Youngblood, if you want to call him a singer. So, oh, okay. I like when they give you a question, but I know there will be an answer to it. I clear my cache here, and it worked for just yeah. Because at some point, somebody's be like, somewhere in this network, someone listened to The Accused. That's a fireable offense. You all signed when you started this job. So let's go through all of them. And you're like, wasn't me. You can't prove it me. Chad says, you're trying to drive me out of here? Because this is how you drive me out of here. Exactly, Chad. Keith he's being very disrespectful to that crappy band you like. So I'm up to chapter 17. It looks like I have a few different things here. So I'm going to move that back over here for a little bit. 17 chapters, not bad. Save that document. Hello?
Hello.
Can I help you?
Hello. Good afternoon. This is Jennifer. Just so you know, before I continue, this is a Medicare-related call.
Holy fuck with these calls. Good. Now I'm going to be banned from. That's literally like the tenth call, and that's not even like I'm saying things that I shouldn't. Literally the 10th call today about my Medicare, but it keeps coming from local numbers, and I'm waiting on a doctor to call, so I have no choice but to answer it. So far, the doctor has not called. Tom finished his chapter, but I did not have time to read it. Ooh. So for now, just kind of put it over here. I'll read that. I'll read that later. My wife went to Atlanta this morning, 5 a.m. She left the house, drove up to Atlanta for an 11 a.m. meeting. I listened to an audiobook on the way, apparently. And she will be home at some point tomorrow night. So I am on my own. Last night I made meatballs, just frozen meatballs. Throw them in some marinara sauce. And then I made a meatball sub. A lot of meatballs and marinara sauce left over. So today for lunch, I made a 60-second bag of ziti in the microwave, reheated the meatballs, threw it all in a bowl, had that for lunch. And I took a heartburn pill beforehand because I'm like, I know this is gonna mess with me. No idea what I'm gonna make for dinner tonight. And at this point, food sounds disgusting. So tired already. Not even 20 minutes into this. I want to thank everybody for watching either live here or other videos. I gained 48 hours yesterday or 5 days ago. 48 hours. So I'm at 2262 in my hours. So with any luck, maybe I'll break 2300 tomorrow or the next day. So doing well. So I appreciate everybody watching, getting those hours in. It definitely helps me. And I know Keith was watching some older ones today, which I appreciate. Keith says, I haven't had any duplicates come up yet. Nice. Even if they do, you can watch them 3 times. I do have a lot of videos, though, which definitely helps. So you keep saying, and I got to keep reiterating. That's the right word. Reiterating that. So you are reiterated. I'll reiterate you about the face and neck if I have to. I did a new video today that went up. How I started mentoring other authors. So hopefully that gets some more people watching. It's another 20 minutes or so of video. My ultimate goal for today is to do 2 hours right now. Then take me a nice nap until, say, 4 o'clock. Do this from 12 to 2. From 2 to 4, get some reading in. Got to start a new book to read today. And then like 4 o'clock, I will get up and then maybe do another hour or two here. Why not? See who's up that late, you know? Might be a completely different crowd of people coming in, which would be nice. Might be you people still, which would also be nice. It also gives me another hour or 2 hour video that you guys can watch in the future as well. Win win for everybody. It's 58 degrees. Not really a breeze, but the cats are loving it. They're running around chasing each other, waiting for something to get knocked over because, cats. There's Frank. Frank says, "Hey, I'd have been here sooner, but I was watching your opinion on something." I mean, I have a lot of opinions. Chet says, "Hey, Frank, walked in here to Keith telling us how bad his taste in music is." I know. Keith came in hot. I mean, blistering hot with his take on stuff. I defended Cryptic Slaughter. I did not, in all fairness, defend the accused or Youngblood. I know which hill to die on. I'm drinking mushroom coffee today because why not? I figured, you know what? I might as well just get everything out of me. Frank says, I listened to Billy Joel this morning. Go on, Judge. Keith says, my taste is eclectic. Thank you very much. What Billy Joel did you listen to, though? That's where I'm going to start to judge. Had to cleanse myself from the accursed, the accused. Maybe you listened to the accursed. Maybe that was the problem. You listened to the wrong band. Maybe you would love the accused. Frank says, I love a chocolate covered eclectic. I don't like the cream filling though. That's my problem with the chocolate covered eclectic. I ate my last Hostess apple pie last night. I was trying to save it for today, but I couldn't do it. Chess is not eclectic enough. Got to get yourself some crossover in that diet. Keith seems like the kind of person that, to me anyway, knowing him all these years, that he will not stray too far from like top 40 radio type stuff. That's just me. Crossover like that Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani. See, exactly that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Where am I on this? Right, Chad? Right? We'll let anybody in this chat. Keith, I will have you know my Spotify has Battle Beast in it. So there. Was that like a kid's tune or something? Battle Beast? Frank's my almost ex-wife, Gwen Stefani. Yes. You came very close to her divorcing you. I think you guys are still married though, so there's that. Frank says I wanted so badly to divorce Gwen. You should have, you know what I'm saying? You should have. But she roped you back in with her wily charms. He says Battle Beast is a Finnish heavy metal power metal band. All right. They obviously came out after 1990. That's probably why I have no idea who they are. Maybe I'll check them out. Female lead. So is it like all whiny vocals? Is it like Evanescence kind of whiny shit? Chad says she's just a girl. I see what Chad did there. He says, nope. All right, I will check it out, Keith. You know what I'm saying? I might have a hot take on it tomorrow. Or not. I just might not care. He says, looking forward to it. All right. I can't play it here on my phone or anything because then YouTube will be like, yeah, you can't play music. So either take the entire video down or we're going to automatically get rid of that part. One at a time, Keith. Calm down. This morning when I got up, I did my emails and stuff, and I listened to some old school pre Balls to the Wall, except those first those 70s albums. There's actually some decent stuff in there. I mean, there's a lot of cheesy garbage too, but I always like when Udo Dirkschneider is like, I can sing. Let's do this. I can sing. And a lot of times I'm like, you really don't have the voice for this. But there's a couple that are great. So slow in your old age, pretty much. Chad says Plasmatics is the only female led band we need. Them and Scowl. I don't know who Scowl is. Wendy O. Williams was not a great singer, let's be honest. Although when she did that Wow album, that solo album, when Gene Simmons basically wrote all those songs and then eventually re-recorded all of them with Kiss, there was some good stuff on that. But Plasmatics had a couple of decent songs, but I mean they also had those videos too. I'm gonna tell you, when I was a kid, my favorite female singer, Lee Aaron from Canada, sweet metal queen. And then for like 20 years, she's like, I don't want to be known as I don't want any of that music to ever be played again. I don't like heavy metal. And then like 3-4 years ago, she was like, all right, let's get back into this because I'm not making any money the other side. Here we go. Keith says, I was partial to Debbie Gibson. Frank Edler coming in 3, 2, 1. Or he's shoveling snow. Chad says, she never tried to be a good singer, but that's a great band. Could not be my favorite. Tom says, Debbie Gibson, Barefoot Contessa. Best crossover. Frank Geller, Debbie Gibson, also my ex-wife. Frank said about Debbie Gibson one time that she's an American treasure. Frank came to my house, I think, for my wedding. They drove down from New Jersey, him and his wife, and he listened to Debbie Gibson the entire ride. It's the only thing keeping him awake. I'm sure his wife loved that. Chad says Nervosa is another good female fronted band, Brazilian thrash. I know them. In fact, I think I interviewed them for my Metal Queens books many, many years ago. Lacuna Call, Nightwish, excellent female led bands. I'm not a big. I do like some female singers, but I don't like. I don't like when they're like, I don't know. I can't describe it. But there's no power behind it. It's just I'm going to sing some ballads, but then we're going to put some really heavy guitar riffs in front of it to confuse you. Like what's that one band that I like? I can't think of the name of it. Like Thunder Mother or some crap like that. I don't know. They got some good songs. Yeah, Striper, great female led band. Chess says, so in order to be a part of the conversation anymore, apparently I have to comment, then hit either top chat or live chat at the top in the drop down menu so it refreshes the chat. Yeah, that seems easy enough. Thunder Motger is Scott Ian and his wife. No. No idea. Chess says, that way I can see if my was erased. Then I have to type the comment again, and that's when you guys finally see it. And literally it's only you. I don't know what's going. YouTube hates you. YouTube's like, let's mess with this guy. Let's mess with him every single day. What are you doing? These fucking cats. Stop being a little jerk. Chad says, I know who you're talking about, Armand. Thunder Mother or something like that. They're good. Frank says, you don't have an all messages option? Frank, the crown number one. Is that the name of them? Thunder Mother? Yeah, listen, they're from Sweden. For some reason, I thought they were like Brazilian or something. But they, Thunder Mother, Thunder Mother. They're all female from Sweden, but the basically the one chick fired everybody else. Just yeah, Thunder Mother. Unless you're talking about Alabama Thunder. No, they're pretty good too. I think I saw them live one time. I'm trying to find this other. I know there's another band with another like dumb name like that. I don't know. Some of them are like are pretty good. And some are like every female in the band is either really cute or not really cute. L L7, yeah. What was the other one? Psycho Sluts from Hell. That was another one we used to see all the time at CBGB back in the day. L7, there's some pictures of them where they're like, yeah, they're kind of cute, but then in person, no, whole, no. I don't really consider Hole a heavy metal band from Brazil. That band, The Warning, is pretty good. Veruca Salt. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Veruca Salt, all female band from Brazil. I can't I like I'm almost hearing the song from this band in my head. And they have a their big hit is also they have a version in Spanish. Tom says, imagine being up from a whole concert. Better rub some Vicks under your nose. Yeah. Sepultores. I believe that's it. Yes. They're female. They're from Brazil. They all have Tourette syndrome. I will never get. I'll go on Spotify at some point later today and find it. Frank says solved. All right, I'm going to go on Spotify, but not on Spotify. And then I got to go through like I don't know 13,000 songs I have liked. This is a lot of songs. Oh, 14,285 songs. Yeah, I'm never going to find this. I have so many songs. I even have the Sneaker Pimps on here. 6 Underground. Remember that song? This is going to drive me nuts. Or the article with Reb Beach about how the last Whitesnake tour was such a mess. You don't want to see it. You don't want to see guys go out like that. Everybody all sick. Oh yeah, Bloodhound Gang. That was it. Bloodhound Gang. The Everclear is going to be in town, and I immediately think of Frank Edler saying it was the worst band he ever saw live. I mean, I'm still in the A's in songs. I will never find this. Apparently, Vinnie Vincent songs are not available. They're there, but they're not listed as playable. Weird. Frank says crypto. No, not crypto. I know them. Sanaya. Man, now I'm just typing my comment and copying it so I can repaste it when it doesn't show up after I refresh chat. I've had to do this my last several. You know what? Though you know what you're doing. You have a setting, something screwed up. I'm gonna find this and it's gonna be so anticlimactic. I'm like, oh, it's so and so. Now everybody's gonna go, I don't know who that is, or they'll be like, oh yeah, that's yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, the Dead Milkman, yeah. Okay, so there's a Thunder Mother song. Ooh, I'll be burping up those meatballs all day and all of the night. Girls' School. There's an old school female band. Wondering if it has anything to do with streaming you in another tab. Now I do that. I'm still streaming in another tab. I do that all the time. Do not turn that off. Build a fire by driving and crying, Frank. I know you love those guys. The Breeders. Pantera, I believe that's an all female band from Brazil. I wish I could remember the name of the damn song. That would make this a lot easier. Well, maybe I'll just do this for 4 hours. Yeah, but you're not talking about. But I was on other ones typing out comments this morning. I was on somebody else's that was live, and I was running videos. Vixen. No, not Vixen. I did like me some Vixen back in the day. Driving crowd, another ex-wife. Maybe if you go poop, it'll come to you. Maybe. Oh, they lead a Ford now. I got some Stephen Lynch on this playlist. Wow. This goes deep. Kisa, have you heard Vixen's new one, Red? Chad says Poison is just low hanging fruit for this showcast. I don't think I've heard a new Vixen. Who's even in the band? Aren't half of them dead now? Man, when I grown, I had such a freaking crush on their drummer Roxy Petrucci, who played in Madam X with Sebastian Bach. It's funny, so many of these bands, I'm like, I don't even know who this is. It's just obviously a song that they uh, they threw in a playlist somewhere, and I'm like, all right, that's a good song. Raging Slab. Back in the day, my buddy John, who I think Frank you met at Belford when we did there. He was the drummer for them on tour for a while. Poison is unimpeachable. You cannot make them into peaches. Some of the Danger songs are not available. What? Jimmy's Chicken Shack. Yeah, every time I've gone through and there's a Vinnie Vincent song, it is not available. What are we doing? What are we doing with Vinnie? There's another Thunder Mother song. There's a Manitoba's Wild Kingdom song. There's 47 metal versions of Eleanor Rigby. Frank loves Manitoba's Wild Kingdom. I mean, the guy's handsome. I didn't say a big fan. I was a big Dictators fan back in the day when they were around. Where is this? I'm into the E's now. E. Tom says Dirty Grills. Frank says they're one album. All you need is one solid album. Spread Eagle. What is this band? At some point, I'm just going to be like, all right, I'm going to get to a certain letter and I'm going to give up. Or talking, I'm going to pass it. Armors of Mentors. Who didn't like the Mentors? Come on. Sandwich of Love. What a great song. There's the other driving and crying song that I like. Fly Me Courageous. I don't think I've ever heard any of their other songs. Just those two songs. Ches says, "What band are you looking for?" And I missed it. Frank says, "I used to be into the Meat Man, but were you into like the when they became an alternative band, or were you into like the original punk Meat Man? Because it's two very different bands. I am looking for the band with the chick singer who sings some of their songs in Spanish, and I thought it was wait, I think I know the name of it. Hold on. Well, that's not it either. Tesco V and the Hapley. No, not them. A lot of Jackal on this list too. I mean, you can't blame me for that. Not the Donnas, but I do have a couple of their songs on here. 47 different versions of Gimme Shelter. Frank said Jackal is popular for their Brazilian music. I mean, that is true, but not them. What genre is the band you're looking for? It is a heavy metal band. I literally know like I think I know like the one song by them, and then there's a Spanish version of the same song. This will drive me nuts. And I can hear the part of the song in my head, but it's not the chorus. I also have a lot of Bowling for Soup on this list, which I absolutely love. D. Schneider's SMFs. Maybe. Tom says Volcana. No. Good guess, though. I'm like, I need to get other stuff done, but I can't. Not until I figure this out. And I don't even know why. There's another Thunder Mother song. That's a dumb name. I'm gonna find it. And then everybody else will be like, I don't care. But I'm gonna be like, I care. A lot of Rock City Angels, Johnny Depp's old band. Chad just gonna name a bunch of bands. None of those bands. I googled it too, and I couldn't find them in the list. I know they got to be South American, right? Because she's chick sings in Spanish. It's a jungle out there by Keel. It's My Life by the Plasmatics. None of those bands, though. So none of the Vinnie Vincent songs, but then "I Want to Be Your Victim" is on here. "I Want You Tonight" by Manitoba's Wild Kingdom. "I Wish You Were a Beer" by Suckle Sluts from Hell. "Jersey Girl," Tom Waits. "Concrete Blonde," Joey. I like all these songs. Probably why I have them on this list. It's also, I hope that I'm like, oh yeah, those guys or girl, whatever. "Blues Traveler." Frank, you were so close. I can feel it. "Witch Trap." No. "Miss Sticky Girls" at Giggles. No. I appreciate you guys trying to help though. "Last Runaway" by Wasp. I love that song. It's Blackie Lawless trying to be Bruce Springsteen, but with an actual singing voice. "Let the Blood Run Red" by Thor. Thor. "Greenland." No. They're really bothering me. There's another Thunder Mother song. Apparently, I like Thunder Mother. What is this song? Warrior Soul. As I mentioned the warning like 15 minutes ago, but not sure that message came through. Is that it? No. Torture Squad. No. Billy Squire. No. Psychedelic Furs. No. Cryptic Slaughter. Keith does not like them. Now I'm just annoyed. The Descendants. No. It's probably gonna be like something with like it starts with like a W or something in the song. It's just annoying. Or I'm gonna go through this whole list and be like, I didn't see it. Definitely not Dragon Force. Good try, Chad, but no. Appreciate you trying to help. I will know it as soon as I see it. I will know. Like I want to say it's something like Thunder Mother or some crap like that. Not Dissection. Not Any Money. We were out when we were going to my mother's. We were a couple weeks ago. We went to the we were in Palm Coast and we were looking for little free libraries. And I said, "Oh, there's the restaurant that Eddie Money overdosed in." Just I've heard none of the bands from other, right? I'm sure nobody has. I'm up to O. When you like a lot of songs, it takes you forever. Not the Go Go's. And it should be easy because there should be two different versions of the song. So that should also help me in theory. Thunder Rhapsody, Opeth, Omen, OK Go. No. Zodiac Mind Warp and the Love Reaction. They had so many huge hits. Or that one song. I feel like after this, I might have to just like I'm done. I am mentally exhausted right now. Why do I do this to myself? I also have a lot of the same songs like two, three times, but I don't know if it's like different versions of the song. Could be some live ones. Pretty Boy Floyd. A little bit of Rancid. Martha Splatterhead and the Keith hating Cryptoids. Maybe. Flogging Brazili. It feels like we're getting closer. It feels like we've never been closer. For some reason, I have a lot of Motley Crue on here also, and anytime a Motley Crue song comes on, when I'm on my random like songs thing, I always skip it. So I'm always like, I don't know why I even still have. Grim Reaper, See You in Hell. I'm sure that's still a great song. She's Got Away from Billy Joel. Hmm. My eyes are starting to cross. Chad says skipping Motley Crue is what all good men should be doing anyway. I used to have the Grim Reaper See You in Hell flimsy 7-inch record that came in some metal magazine in the 80s. That was Steve Grimmett was the singer for them. He also sang in another band. I believe that gentleman has passed away now. Municipal Waste. Dave Whitty playing drums. Grew up with him. He's another guy who's been in like 87 bands. I'm into the S's now. Remember those flimsy records? I think they were square. They were about as thick as the magazine cover. Yeah. I remember one of my buddies worked at WSOU. He didn't work. He wasn't an on air DJ for Seton Hall University, but he worked like at the station. And local bands used to cut the acetates, so you can only play them like 3 or 4 times before they would no longer work. So he would play them before he gave them to the DJs, and they would have like a they would like write in chalk a number on them of how many times it was played, but he would automatically put it onto cassette. If I don't find this, this will drive me insane. I also feel like I ate too many meatballs. You ever get that feeling like you're like, I ate too many meatballs? Soul coughing, super bonbon, super bonbon. Frank says, where is Government Mule from? Frank says, this has really derailed the show. I know it has. I apologize. Listen, I 100% apologize that I've totally derailed all of this. I still want you to watch it a couple more times, but still. Now I'm into the T's. There's not a lot left here. Would it have been better or worse if you could also see my listing? Thief of the Night by the Plasmatics, Thief of the Night by Kiss. Yeah, but there will be more T and S bands than all the letters before it, other than M. So you're nowhere near done. Well, these are. I'm going by the title of the song, not by the band. I guess I could have done it the other way. I just jumped in here. Now I'm already at the T's. So why? This is why. This is why depression kicks my butt. Because something like this, I get. Here's another Thunder Mother song. I wish it was just Thunder Mother. A lot of these, I'm like, I don't even know who these bands are. Apparently, this is a good song from this band. I just feel like it's going to be like, I'm now into the V's. Violence and Bloodshed by Manowar. I feel like I'm not going to find it. Another Thunder Mother song. Getting to the bottom. Crocus. Did love me some Crocus back in the day. What is this list you're going through? I think it's a Spotify. Chad is right. It is my Spotify. Which case, if this could be done by now, he would have used the filter that groups them by band names, so he could just pass through all the Aunt Vinny and Thunder Mother songs. Yeah, but I'm in W's, so I've already done this wrong from the beginning. Oh, my hands hurt. Nope, I did not find it. Says, man, I used to be in love with Crocus' Screaming in the Night song. Great song. Also, Our Love by Crocus. All right, I give up. I'm glad we wasted all that time together. I would have it no other way. Frank says, Getters 8 got young, gog like you. What? Frank, what the hell are you even saying? I don't know what you're talking about. So pretty much I'm getting no writing done today. At least I got some editing done. Let's talk about something better. Oh, we got a comment from Frank Edler on my mentoring video. Nope. Thank you for the comment, Frank. Appreciate that. We're going to get 28 views and 8 comments on that mentoring thing. So that's pretty good. My How I Set Writing Expectations for Myself, 290 views and 7 comments. Frank said something else that makes no sense. Chess is Armand obsesses like I do. I have to figure things out and turn into a crazy sleuth over it. I'm still bothered by this. And I have this song in my one part of the song in my head, but not any of the good part of the song. And my coffee's cold. If it was Shakira, I would be so happy. And that would make way more sense. Way more sense. Let me get some writing in. And also any other questions or comments, I would love to do it. Love to talk about it. At this rate, I'm probably going to have to come back on in a couple of hours because I'm not getting anything done. You know, I'm going to get done right now, though. Back scratcher. It's up to 61 degrees here. Frank says, yeah, who's teacher's pet now? Yeah. Chess, it's probably something super vanilla and mainstream like Joan Jett. Yeah. You know who knows the answer? Nick Zinn, without a doubt. Yeah, oh yeah. That I have no doubt. Oh, that's it. The band, that was the band, no doubt. Nick says, thank you. Come on, Nick, just tell me the name of the band. Oh my god! I just did all that for an hour, and then I suddenly was like, I know the name of the song. So I look up the name of the song. I look at the lyrics, and I'm like, oh, this is the song. And who is the artist? Fucking Thunder Mother. Damn it! It's a Thunder Mother song. I was like, it can't be them because they're not Brazilian or Spanish or something. It's a song, whatever. And it threw me. It totally threw me because they're from Sweden. Thunder Mother. Holy cow. I can't believe I just wasted an hour. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. I all of a sudden in my head, I'm like, whatever. I think that's the name of the song. And I looked it up. Boom, that's it. And I looked at the lyrics. That's it. I would have never in a million years said, oh, they're Swedish. And this is what I missed. Yeah, you missed an hour of me searching through Spotify and seeing this song, three different versions of it. That's annoying. The song is called Whatever. And there's apparently an English version and what I thought was a Spanish version. Now you should be forced to go listen to it on a loop for an hour. I know, right? I did watch Oak Island last night. I could ruin what they found. Don't do that because I literally have not watched it yet because my wife was getting home and I didn't want to watch it because she's gone today and tomorrow. So I was like, you know what? I'll watch tonight. I'll watch Oak Island and then I'll watch Expedition X. I toured with Kiss. Man, is that annoying. I would have never in a million years like, oh yeah, they're from Sweden. Why is my life so hard? Why do I do dumb things? I'm glad I found it though. I will be watching Oak Island tonight though, and then we can discuss it tomorrow. I don't want you to tell me, Nick, but I feel like they found the I feel like they found the treasure last night. I feel like they're all billionaires now. They've never been closer. They love saying that. No. There's no but there, Nick. You can't just come in here an hour and a half later and then spoil everything for me. Frank says everyone is on their way to Snow's That Care this weekend. Yeah. Are men allowed to it, or was that the other con they had? That was the other con that they had. You weren't supposed to say if you were men or not. You were just people. But I don't think they're doing that again this year on that one. You know it's close to them going because everybody is so many people are like, oh, I can't go. I don't have the money, even though I had a year since I bought the table, and I could have easily saved some money between now and then. And then I'm going to be mad, even though I've gone for 5 years and I don't realize I can't get my money back unless I find somebody else to take my table. I remember back in the day, we all used to go. It used to be fun. We'd be like, oh, let's go get a cheesesteak. I take it you're not going Snicker, Snicker. You call me Snicker, Snicker one more time. No. I'm going to be honest. I probably will never go back. It's just not my my people anymore. When I went to the St. Louis one, it really showed me that I am not in touch with this crowd anymore. Nobody cares about my lame horror books. They want people getting eaten alive and babies getting murdered and stuff. Just your new nickname in high school is Thunder Brother. I cannot believe I did that. This cat didn't run away. There comes the mailman. Bunch of garbage. Another bunch of garbage. Doesn't look like I got a book or anything. Not like I ordered anything. I don't think I've gotten an arc from anybody in about a week. You're probably fine because I need to read all these books. Did you wear a red sticker? I wore no sticker when I went. And here's the thing, whether you had a green sticker or a red sticker, I'm not touching you anyway. That woman was there. I don't want to mention her name. She got a lot of tattoos on her face. And she wasn't being flirty, she was just being overly nice to everyone. And she was one of these people that had to put their hand on your back when she's standing next to you kind of thing. I don't like that. I don't like being touched. I also saw where she is going to some like big out like Rocklahoma or some big outdoor thing, and I'm like, last week you were complaining you had no money to pay your rent, and now you're spending several $100s on tickets to go to some festival thing. I thought sticker wearing was compulsory, not in St. Louis. Um, they were handing them out if you wanted one. And when I first went in there, uh, the lady who was helping Jake was like, "What color sticker?" And I said, "No, thank you." And she's like, "Okay," and that was it. That sounds a bit like a now deceased podcast host. Is her last name Thomas? No, her last name is not Thomas. I still have her on my friends on Facebook. I don't know why. She whines a lot about how awful her life is and her how awful her ex is and how her kids are turned against her and she can't find a job and she writes the greatest books ever and nobody buys them and here's me in this brand new outfit I bought for Christmas. Tattoos all over her face. She sounds like a catch, yeah. Frank says, "You know why." I'm like, you all you want is attention, which is probably why he left you to begin with. But here's what I do know. I don't know anything. I'm just saying that. It just seemed like the thing to say. But you can't complain one day that you have no money. But somebody needs to buy my books. I have no money, and the electricity is going to get turned off, and it's cold out. And then, literally, like a week later, hey, I just bought tickets for me and my friend to go to see some band I never heard of, like Wolf Mother or something. Mr. Compassion was not your nickname in high school. No, it was not. Listen, help yourself to people get helped. Oh, here's this article about the novelist Coral Hart, not a real name. Across 21 different pen names, she's produced more than 200 romance novels last year and self-published them on Amazon, which has been drowning in AI slop for years now. None were huge hits on their own, but in all they sold over 50,000 copies, raking in six figures. While being interviewed on Zoom, she finished producing a book in just 45 minutes. Your average human writer doesn't stand a chance, she says. If I can generate a book in a day and you need 6 months to write a book, who's going to win the race? I don't know if I could actually put this as a link in the. Let me give it a shot. See if I can put it in that you can see the article. There it is. There it is. If you want to look at the article, novelist boasts that using AI, she can churn out a new book in 45 minutes. Says regular writers will never be able to keep up. Frank says, "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, won't fool me again." I mean, maybe they will. Maybe there'll be a third time. A woman seems annoying. Link worked, but if I click it, I'll navigate away from the show. Yeah, don't click it yet. Or right click it and hit open in new tab. The new tab. Ches, I like George Bush's "Fool Me" rendition. Yeah, when he was singing it, great voice. So while I was trying to figure out Wolf Mother, I wrote 3 books. I'm kidding. Where are you going? You're licking yourself. If I could do that, I wouldn't leave the house. Well, so I'm looking in this story that I'm writing. They are hunting pythons in the Everglades, and they have a license to do this. But it says an hourly rate. They're paid $14, $20, or $30 per hour, depending on the specific area of land they are working, for up to 10 hours each day. And then additional payment is made for each python removed. $50 for each python measuring up to 4 feet, plus $25 for each foot measured above 4 feet. So an 8-foot snake would yield $150 in incentive pay, and $200 for each verified active nest removal. And then there's monthly bonuses from $300 to $1,500 for top performers, including the agent who catches the most pythons that month, which is a $600 bonus. And the one who catches the longest python, $400 bonus. If I wasn't afraid of snakes and didn't want to leave the house and thought the Everglades were going to be really wet and hot, I would do this in a heartbeat. Nick says, screw this writing thing, I'm selling snakes. No, you're supposed to capture and kill the snakes. No. Who's that guy? Looks like the third guy today that they're walking around with things on their they're going to stick on your doorknob after they ring your doorbell. I've had two people ringing the doorbell today. This guy's just going door to door. They all have different colored polo shirts on. Like, here's what I know. You're not supposed to be doing this. Call the police. Frank says, cue the python hunting shows on documentary history and Disney Plus. Yeah. It's fascinating. I read a book years ago when me and that guy that I don't talk about did our show live on the radio on Friday nights. Friday Night Rights. Somebody gave me gave us the title for that. Frank Edler. We got a guy in who was like a game warden or something. Older guy, retired, came in to talk about his book, and he'd given us a copy, and I read it and loved it. And then the other guy was doing the show with took it and never gave it back. But then I found out that he wrote 2 more books, so I bought them. They're actually on my pile of books to read. And I thought, you know what, I like him hunting poachers and stuff. So that's where I got this character in this thing from. All right. I appreciate everybody subscribing. I appreciate everybody watching my videos in the background. I appreciate everybody actually watching my videos and commenting on them. I like it. So thank you very much. Plus, I got some new people gave me some new ideas. Always looking for ideas for videos. Every Wednesday and Sunday, I will be dropping a writing related video. So I'm starting to burp up that ziti's and meatballs. Something fierce. That is not good. Not good at all. I'm going to go another 10 minutes. So anybody got anything, toss it out there. Let's talk about it. Pop music, talk about. Nope. Ever listen to DBC, Armin? DBC. What is DBC? Dead brain cells. Oh yeah, I remember those guys. I remember their logo because you could actually read it. They were from the 80s, right? Canadian band. I don't remember any of their songs. But I believe they were a Canadian band from Canada. Canadian band from Canada. Remember MDC? MDC, yes, of course. So the guy who sang for them, Dave, I think his name was, or maybe that was his real. Who knows what his performing name? He was like from Texas or something, and they played in a little tiny basement club at Rutgers University back in the day. It was basically just like him, and the college kids just ate that crap up. MDC, Machine Dun Selly. Yeah, you know that guy. I guess he changed the name of what the MDC stood for. I remember that was Millions of Dead Cops when he played. He was on Jello Biafra's label. I remember they were selling the Alternative Tentacles records. He was selling cassettes. I would say out of his car, but I don't think he even had a car then. It was a really weird show. Knights in Satan's Service. Yes, I believe it was. I believe that's what the name of them was. Yeah, after Christ, death comes. After Christ, devil conquers. After Christ, Danish croissants. Yeah, we are sexual perverts. Disney, well, that was their name, Disneyland After Dark. They changed MDC several times. I remember it was Millions of Dead Cops was when they played at Rutgers back in the mid to late 80s, I want to say. Frank says, I'm all out. Hmm. Yeah, millions of dead cops, multi-death corporations, millions of dead children, millions of damn Christians, metal devil cokes, Magnus Dominus Corpus, millions of dead cowboys. Just some of the many names that he used. Millions of dead Chadleskys. That's a weird, very specific name. We all smoke pot. I like we are sexual predators for wasp much better. Yeah, Dave Dichter. I knew his name was Dave. Frank says too soon. There you go. Yeah, DBC. That clean logo they had. It's like a fuzzy logo. I don't remember any song. Yep, Canadian. I don't remember any songs from either of those bands though. Benjamin Dover. Seymour Butts. Buck Naked. Frank Edler. All right, I'm wrapping this up in about a minute and 8 seconds, 9 seconds, 10 seconds. So I will be around tomorrow. Yeah, I got nothing on the agenda for tomorrow. So I will do this. I might be on later. Again, I might be on later on today. I might not be. If I am and you're around, jump in and say hi. If not, I'm going to get some writing in. Frank said that Rush was going to be. No, that would be Helix or Killer Dwarves. Not really Anvil. Razor. Thor. Everybody's all excited that Rush is back and they're going to be touring, and they added a keyboardist, and I'm like, whatever. Who cares? You know who cares about that? Your parents. I mean, not my parents. My parents don't care. You know what I'm saying. All right. I am out of here. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with me today. Thank you, everybody, for watching after the fact. Thank you for everybody hitting the submit button and for commenting and on and on and on. Great is the best Canadian band. I don't even know who that is. Not really Anvil. Well, they were, come on, they're awful. They are just awful. Like, what is his name? Lips. He's funny, but musically awful. Mr. Compassion strikes again. Exactly. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. Appreciate it.